Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone back here again tonight with another video. Real quick for the regular viewers, which if you're not, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to join the channel. But my background is a bit different. I'm out of town at the moment visiting with some other content creators, so I'm currently borrowing someone else's space, just if you're wondering what's going on there. But of course, in tonight's video, as I'm sure you've noticed from the title, thumbnail, and basically everything happening in the league news right now, we're going to talk about LeBron James because if, once again, you hadn't noticed, he just broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record. He's now standing alone at the top of the list with 38,390 points, two ahead of Kareem on that list. It was an incredible moment. Like, this is one of those things that's been building up for a while. You know, a couple seasons ago, it was like, oh shoot, LeBron has a real chance of breaking this. Heading into this year is only a matter of time. Then it was like, oh, a month away. Then it's like, oh, which of these three games will he break it during? And it ended up being against the Oklahoma City Thunder, my favorite team. And I will talk about the Thunder themselves towards the end of the video because you know I have to. But as we get closer to this date, I kind of realized that LeBron was going to break it tonight. All this news was coming out about LeBron's high school teammates being in attendance, his wife, his kids. Kareem was there as well, Adam Silver, basically every celebrity under the sun. Everybody was there for this game. Everyone could kind of tell that this was going to be the one. He came into the night needing 36 points, which for LeBron is basically nothing. He was shooting sky hooks in warm-ups. He also was wearing a pair of headphones that on the top of them said the exact number of points that he needed to tie to, be up there with Kareem. There's a big scoreboard like up on the top of the Crypto.com arena. I'm just going to call it Staples Center from now on because that hurt me to say, but there's this big board that was saying how many more points LeBron needed. There was a ticker on the top right of the broadcast. It was very clear that LeBron was going to do it. I mean, even at halftime, he was mic'd up. He walked over and told his kids, I'm going to go break this record. It was so obvious from the get-go. LeBron was shooting basically everything. I think he started like 0 for 3 actually, or at least like 0 for 2 with a turnover. He genuinely seemed kind of nervous, which you really never see with LeBron. He pretty quickly settled in though. He was hitting some threes, attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line, and he had 20 points by the time halftime rolled around. And in the third quarter, he ends up breaking the scoring record with a turnaround fadeaway mid-range jumper over Kenrich Williams. 10 seconds left in the quarter. They go ahead. They call a timeout. The whole celebration begins. Kareem comes out, gives LeBron James like a basketball, like a literal passing of the torch. Adam Silver comes out. He gives a little spiel. LeBron, of course, gives his own speech. He talks with his kids, his family, and then they end up restarting the game, which the Thunder end up winning. And once again, I will talk about OKC at the end of the video. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what this record means, because this is the biggest record in basketball. There is nothing that is basically anywhere close to it in terms of, individual statistics at least. And it was one of those records that for a while seemed unbreakable. I mean, I think I said in this video, Kareem held it for 40 years. That is such a long time to hold a record in the game of basketball, especially as things continue to evolve and grow. Like with Steph Curry in the three-point shot, we saw him break it, and there are probably going to be players that pass Steph at some point with the volume of threes that are being shot now in the modern NBA. But with LeBron James, with this record that he's got, and I mean, he still has so many years left in the tank too. He's 38 years old, but he's shown no signs of slowing down so far. I think he'll get well north of 40,000 points by the end of his career. And some players, like Luka Doncic is a good example of somebody that came out of the gate scoring at a high level. There is maybe a chance that Luka, if he plays for a long time, can get pretty close. But that's the issue. He has to sustain this level of play for like 20 plus years to get anywhere close to LeBron because his durability, his longevity, and the fact that he's still got so much more time to go to make this record even more tough to beat is why I think that this is going to be one of the most unbreakable records in sports when LeBron James is all said and done. It really started to set in that this is probably the single biggest sporting achievement that I will witness in maybe my entire life, with the magnitude of it, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, and like I said, just how difficult the record's going to be to break. It's huge. It is like way beyond, just LeBron James. It is a huge league moment. And it just, like I said, set in just how lucky I am as a sports fan to be able to witness, moments like this, and in particular, a talent like LeBron James. And this goes as well for a lot of other talents, guys that are getting older, that were some of the best players for years, like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry as a couple examples. But just appreciate these legends while they're here. It's not very often that we see players that are generational like this. I mean, in LeBron's case, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. You can argue in the comments all you want about whether he's the GOAT, the second place. I don't even know if I want to give you my opinion because I don't want to have to deal with that. But you can argue below what your opinion is on LeBron James in terms of where he stands in this GOAT standing or whatever. But he is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I think everybody kind of recognizes that. We don't see players like him come around very often. I mean, it's been like Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Larry, Kobe, like guys like that. Shaq, I guess you could throw in that mix too. It's very rare that we see players of this caliber come into the league. So appreciate them while we're here. Appreciate LeBron breaking one of the biggest records that stood in sports. You may not like him, but what he's doing on a night in, night out basis at this late stage in his career is something that is unprecedented. And like I said, we may not see forever. We may never see a player play at this high of a level towards the end of his career again. It's very hard to imagine somebody matching what LeBron is doing right now. I'm sure somebody will at some point, but there's absolutely no guarantee. So appreciate LeBron while he's here. Don't take LeBron James for granted. I know it feels like he's going to play till he's like 55, although he probably could. He won't play that long. And eventually that day is going to come where LeBron James retires. I mean, football fans, if you're watching this video, Tom Brady just retired, and it felt like he was truly never going to ever walk away from the sport. I know last year there was kind of that fake out where he was like, oh, I'm retiring, then I'm not. LeBron is not going to play that much longer, even if it feels like he's going to do so forever. So enjoy the basketball he's playing while he's here. It is super critical that you just enjoy the game, enjoy the greatness, regardless of if you don't like him or not. Jordan's your GOAT, this other guy's your GOAT, whatever. Respect the greatness. And once again, this doesn't just go for LeBron James. It goes for Kevin Durant. It goes for Steph Curry, amongst other names that are, kind of in the twilight of their career, as weird as it feels to say. One of my favorite things about basketball and sports in general is seeing records be broken, seeing history be made. I love the idea that every single season we're going to get a new MVP, whether it's someone building onto their resume or a brand new most valuable player that's going to go down in the history books forever as the best player that season. Same with, Depoy, most improved player, sixth man of the year, all those things. Records falling like this LeBron record, Steph Curry breaking the all-time three-point record last season. Things like that are so cool to me. And moments like this where I just witnessed LeBron break one of the biggest records in NBA history, I can tell my kids that I was watching the game live where LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record against my favorite team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then we won because Gilgeous-Alexander is really, really good at basketball. Like, that is so cool to me when I think about it. But basically, the point of this video is, don't take these legends for granted. Don't take LeBron for granted and the other guys that I've mentioned throughout this video. Don't take these moments for granted. Even if you don't like LeBron that much, this is a massive moment for him, for the league, and it's one that you can really look back on as being something very monumental that you witnessed in sports as a sports fan, as a basketball fan. It's a massive moment in the history of the game. So don't take these moments for granted. Really take them in, because events like this in sports hardly ever come around. It might feel like, they do, because like I said, we saw Steph Curry break the three-point record, and now LeBron break the scoring record, and it feels like records are falling every other day, but we're not going to see these records be broken for a very long time. So appreciate these moments, appreciate these legends, and just enjoy the game of basketball in any way that you can. Shout out to LeBron James. In fact, I'm going to say, my opinion, the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. I'm not going to debate that with you in the comment section below, because I'm not a big GOAT debate person. I just don't want to get into it. But yeah, figured I'd share my take there. And yeah, let's talk about the Thunder real quick. Of course, they spoiled the night by playing some amazing basketball, and I'm super glad that so many people got to see OKC show out. Gilgeous-Alexander had 30 points and 8 dimes. Jalen Williams, J-Dub that is, had 25 points and 7 boards. He was amazing. He had this great stretch. In fact, he had 6 steals on the game, and he had 2 or 3 on like back-to-back possessions that really shifted momentum towards the end of the game. It was huge for helping us close this one out. Josh Giddey had 20 points and 5 rebounds to go with 6 dimes. Isaiah Joe had 15 points with 5 threes. It felt like every time the momentum shifted a bit, he had a massive 3. J-Will, the other Jalen Williams on the roster, 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Mike Muscala had 16 points. And also shout out to Kenrich Williams, who was featured in the LeBron James all-time record-breaking clip, and he will forever be immortalized in that photo, in that video, which I think is super cool that his mullet will forever live on in infamy. Hopefully you were able to watch this game not just because of the LeBron record, but also because if you don't typically watch the Thunder, this is a great game to showcase why the future is so bright for this team, why me and so many other Thunder fans are ecstatic about where the rebuild is going. J-Dub feels like he could be a potential future all-star. Shea is a borderline superstar at this point. Josh Giddey continues to thrive. We don't even have Chet Holmgren yet, our second overall pick. Lou Dort didn't play in this game. Our front court has been decimated by injuries, and it doesn't matter. This team continues to find ways to win, and in one of the single biggest regular season games of all time, the Oklahoma City Thunder come out on top. With all that being said, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Go ahead and comment down below, how many points do you think LeBron James finishes with in his career, and do you think this record will be broken anytime soon, if ever? I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to enjoy basketball and appreciate greatness. I'll see y'all later. Real one safe back.